Now, you might not have heard of the term KPI. It stands for Key Performance Indicators. We use something a little bit different. And in this Whiteboard Wednesday video, I'm going to share with you exactly how we track and measure our output and our results and how you can too. Hi, welcome to this Whiteboard Wednesday with me, Sam Ashdown from the AJ Mastermind team here at AJ HQ in Windermere. We don't call ours KPIs, we call it as a scorecard, but it's basically the same thing. We monitor and measure output, and then we monitor and measure the results that come in from the output. So what's output? Well, that's all the things that you do to create the valuations in the first place, which is kind of your top of funnel. So we're going to send out letters. We send out 300 letters every single week per branch. And they are mainly not on market letters, but there's also a sprinkling of on the market letters as well, depending on what stock is around at that time. Socials, of course, we think that socials are really, really important. They don't move the needle for vals, but what they do is when somebody gets a letter, they can go on our website and have a look at our content, which is the third output, or they can go onto our Facebook page or Instagram and see what kind of content we're putting out and see if they kind of feel or resonate with the way that we work, seeing the team personalities and seeing how we do things like drones and twilight shoots and before and after styling, all that kind of stuff. We don't actually put property adverts on our pages. We kind of put AJ adverts by showing exactly what we do and unpacking our service. So that's the three outputs there: letters, socials and content. And what we realise is if we don't do enough of that, we don't get this. So when we look at this, which is valuations, instructions and stock, if we don't have enough of that, we need to move that needle more. And you can't really move that needle on word of mouth, can you? So for all of you who are sitting there thinking, well, I get all my business on word of mouth, I have a challenge for you. Double your word of mouth instructions next week. You can't do it, can you? But you could double your letters, you could double your socials, you could double down on your content. You can't double word of mouth or referrals. Certainly not easily anyway. Okay, so these are the results that you're going to get from this output here. Number one is valuations. How many valuations have you got in the diary that week? How many instructions have you got? Not necessarily from those valuations, but if you've got 5 valuations that week and you've taken on 2 instructions, doesn't really matter whether those 2 instructions were from those valuations. You're just looking at it more long term. And also you're looking at how you track and measure over time. Is you going up or down? Stock. So when we first opened, we decided we wanted to cap our stock at 50. We never thought we were going to get to that. It's taken 6 years, and I think now we're on, 47 or something, are we, this week? It's high. It's very, very high. Depending on when you're watching this, yours might be high too. And then we've got average fee, and we keep an eye on average fee because if it goes too high, it gives us a little bit of top heaviness to our stock. So if our fee goes above 20,000, we might want to just edge it down and maybe take some lower level stock on, something, between 500 and a million, for example. And if it's too low, the opposite applies, and we need some nice meaty ones as well. So we're normally around 15,000 here in the lakes and about 10 to 12,000 in the Dales at the moment. And then listed fees, this is the value of all your listed fees. So if you sell all your listed fees tomorrow or all your stock tomorrow, what listed fees would you be able to bank? And we're running at the moment on about 600,000 listed fees with about another 300,000 coming. So got nearly $1 million there in banked fees, or future banked fees, but not yet. Obviously that's costly in the short term because you've got to take it to market and all those fees that are associated with that, but it does mean that you're banking cash for the future. Whereas if your listed fees are really low, let's say your listed fees are less than 100,000, then how are you going to replenish that and grow that so in a year's time you could bank enough? So what we think on average is, I think we said our listed fees, it was our pipeline to turnover ratio is about double. So whatever is in our pipeline at any one time, that is about what we're on track for doing that year in terms of turnover, because we've got about a 6-month wait from instruction all the way through to banked fee. Yours might be a little bit different. If it's 3 times, then happy days. Just need to get your pipeline up. So those are all things we keep in results, and they are all a direct result of this. So that is our scorecard. Not a KPI, but kind of is. What do you keep? Do you keep KPIs? Do you keep scorecards? Do you keep metrics? How do you share it? We share ours every single week on our Friday scorecard that usually Edward and Liam do these days on our Facebook page or Facebook group. So keep an eye out for that as well. And whatever you're doing, just make sure you keep some kind of documentation so you can see how you're doing. It's also fun to look back on as well in the early days. Wish we'd done more of that. If you'd like to know more about how we work here at Ashdown Jones, you might be interested in coming on a behind the scenes day or one of our specific training days for valuers, for example, like Convert Like a Boss. We have lots and lots of events here at AJHQ, and we'd love to invite you to come along to one of them. Now, we never have two competitors in the same room, so you know it's a safe and fun environment. We even give you a delicious lunch as well, and depending on the event, it's either very, very low cost or even no cost. All you need to do is go to ajmastermind.co.uk/events, see what events we've got coming up in the next few months, get yourself booked on, and we'll see you here at AJHQ. Thanks for watching this Whiteboard Wednesday video. I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye.